Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching the Weekly Connect for the second week of May. This week we are going to teach that Jesus restores, and our story is about the healing of the blind man from John 9. So when we first come into our rooms, you will have a piece of paper that has a lot of little pieces on it like this that you will need to cut out. So there are 3 separate pieces. What we are making is this little pop-up box, right? So he is blind and now he can see. So we're making this little pop-up box. So you're going to need scissors, you're going to need glue, and then the sheet of paper. Each child will cut out all their pieces. So there will be 3 pieces. And then you'll glue the little tabs back. And I'm going to show you how to do this one last part so that it's a little bit easier for you. Also in your curriculum, there is a website that you can go to, and you can look that up and follow the directions on that as well if you need to do that. But I thought I would show you really quick some helpful tips that I found. So on this one piece, it's going to be the blind man right here. He is, they have that opening right there, and you need to cut that. So if you let the kids fold it just a little bit, it's so much easier to get that started, to get that cut, and then you can cut that out. All right, so then you'll have the whole. In the interest of time, I won't make it super good. I'm just going to cut it out as best I can. All right, so you don't have to sit here and watch me cut, right? Okay, so now there's the little hole. So obviously you'll want to cut it a little bit nicer, but that's how we're going to do it. Then you take your glue, which my glue rolled on the floor here, of course. You take your glue and you'll glue back the tabs like so. Glue it all together and make it the little box top. You'll want to glue down as well. Okay, so all of this will be glued in. Again, in the interest of time, I won't hold it quite as long, so it might not be quite as stable as yours will be. Okay, now this little piece is just a piece that looks just like this. So you're going to want to fold these 2 pieces out and this one out, and then fold these in so it looks like this. This is the little contraption thing that goes inside this box. It's going to go inside here. You are going to glue it to the top of this piece right here. So you're going to want to put glue on this solid piece right here. And then slide it in and hold it up at the top. So it's like that. Okay, so it's glued like that, and then these pieces will hang down. That's supposed to help you like have a little bounce back when you put the other guy in. So this guy's all glued. And then this piece goes inside the other piece, like so. And then you can see that he has his bandages over his eyes. He's blind, and then when you push it, he can see, and then you can pull on these, and it pops back out. So you can do both. Okay? I hope that helped. I'm trying to do it fast so you don't have to sit here and watch me do this whole craft. Like I said, if you look up in your curriculum that's also attached to this video, you will be able to, you could go to the YouTube video and follow along with that. Just wanted to give you some hints before you get in there and do that craft. It doesn't take a lot of time. There's only 3 things to cut out, 3 things to glue. But if you don't know how to do it, that one little piece, if you don't know where that goes, that might be a little bit confusing. So we're going to do that. Then you'll go right into your story time. And our Connect question is, when was a time you played in the mud or got really muddy? And have the kids talk about that a little bit. And of course, we're going to be teaching the story of the blind man who was blind since birth. Again, it's from John 9, and he was blind since birth, and Jesus came across him, and his disciples were asking, okay, so this man is blind, he's been blind since birth. Who was it that sinned? Was it his sin that did this to him, or was it somebody else's sin who did it to him? And then Jesus explains that this was not based on any sin, whether he did sin. It's not a punishment for him to have been blind. He's blind because it's a way that God can display his works. And then Jesus performs the miracle on him. Everybody who has known this man since he was born, who's always known that he was blind, he was sitting outside begging his whole life, and everybody was very well aware of who he was. God restored his sight through Jesus. Jesus restored his sight, and because of that, he was able to pronounce the majesty of God. He was able to go and tell other people. Everybody knew that he was blind at one time, and now he could see, and he could do great works because of this miracle that was done in him. So Jesus restored his sight, and then, of course, Jesus restored his heart and talked to him about how he needs to put his faith in Jesus as the Son of God, and it's just a great story. So you do have a story video that's also in your curriculum. So if you're the storyteller and you want to play the video and then have your part of the story, so you can explain the video or something like that, watch the video first, see if you'd like to use that, and then kind of work your part of the story around the video. That you can do that too, or you can just read it straight out of the curriculum that I've set up for you and do it verbatim like that, however you'd like to tell this story. Then, as always, you'll go into worship and offering, and you'll have your blessing, which is from 2 Corinthians 5:17 and 18. After story time, you have your restore questions. We have all the review questions talking about restoring, and then you have a short activity that you can do with the kids called Blind Man Walking, in which case you pick one of the children who would like to be it, have them stand in the corner if you can't put them out in the hallway, if you don't have a helper who can be out there with them, or have them go out into the hallway. Then you pick one of the children inside the classroom who will be the whisperer, I'll call him, the person who's going to whisper, Jesus restores. And then when the child comes inside, the blind man, he'll be walking through all of your class, and one of the kids who you've chosen ahead of time will be whispering, Jesus restores. And then when it's time, you ask the blind man, who do you think it was that was the person whispering Jesus restores? And they get to pick. And you can just play this as time permits. You can also consider covering the person's eyes, setting the kids up in 2 groups and having one person be blind and the other person lead them. There's lots of games you can do, lots of activities that you can do with the kids based on the blind man. So those are some ideas for you. If you still have time, the Bible work for next week is Luke 7:1-10, and it's on the centurion's plea. And so get ready for that. You can have them mark that in their books as well. Okay, that was it. That's what you're going to do this week. Thank you so much for watching this Connect. I hope it helps you to prepare. If you haven't yet signed up to help out at VBS, do that now. If you have children who are of the age to be in VBS, get them signed up online as well too. We have all of the opening. If you're going to have your kids go to Fort Lupton VBS, your registration isn't quite open yet, but keep an eye out for that. It should be coming soon. So thank you very much for all you do for children's, and happy planning.